All right, let's return to one of your files in the editor, and we are now going to talk about globaling and everything that is in your global window. First of all, we have two global keys. F7, which is our scan key. If you edit like I do, I use the F7 key, which will take me to all of my untranslates, and as I do one, it immediately moves on to the next one. However, there are some folks that like to global one line at a time as you move across your screen, and when you get to an untranslate, you want to do that. Well, you can still use F7. However, realize when you use the F7 key, once you're finished with this untranslate, it's going to skip way down here to the next one. If you don't want to do that, then use your F8 key. Every time you depress F8, it will increase the highlight to the right. So if you want to highlight to the right, it's F8. Now, you will notice that the word here, computer, is on this word list. Some people tell me that the Suggest translation, they do not get a real good word list. Well, the reason is that you have not set up your phonetic table yet. Now remember, I'm going to go out here to our phonetic table as soon as I can find it here. I'm a little confused myself at the moment. Yes, indeedy. Phonetic editor. Oh, it's my favorite guy. Okay, if you click here for a minute, this is the phonetic table. You need to fill this area in. You need to tell your software how you write your basic keyboard and also your letter combinations. So for instance, how you do your CH words. If you don't have this on your list, every time you global a word that is a CH word, you're probably going to get a list of words that start with a K. Remember, this phonetic utility is very important if you want to get to the point where you do not have to type words in anymore. They will show up on the list. The other thing this is important for, as a reminder, is if you are going to do litigation support to an attorney and they cannot read steno, you need to have the words that you're writing coming out phonetically, hoping that they can read through it. So this is a very important area. Now, so back to where we were. I'm going to highlight computer. Because it's the first word on my list and it's already selected, you can click on personal, dump. What dump will do, it's like a text global for those of you that may have been on Xscribe, text global, or it will just global this particular outline just for this file, and then it will get rid of the outline. It does not end up in your global holding table, and it will not be applied. This will go into a job dictionary if you want it there. You have the ability to replace it once. Now, other. Let's say you don't want to put it in the job dictionary with this file. You want to put it in a totally different job dictionary. You have control over all of your job dictionaries. Let's say I want to put it into my captioning dictionary. Now when I click other, it will go here. So, personal, dump, job, other, or replace once. Now, you also notice some of these letters are underlined. These are shortcuts. In a Windows environment, anytime you see a letter underlined, that means you want to use the Alt key with it. So if I want to put it in my personal, it's Alt P. My job, Alt D. dump Alt D. Yes, that's the same as deleting a stroke, but when you're in the global area, it won't delete it, it will global it, and then get rid of the outline. Alt J or Alt O, Alt R. So I'm going to put this in my personal. So I'm going to do Alt P, and it's done. Now, if I'm using the F7 key as my scan key, it will highlight the first stroke, but then you'll use your F8 key to extend the stroke to the right. If you need to extend the highlight to the left, it would be Shift F8 and it will pick up the word to the left. You can also use these arrow keys if you care to. I personally do not like to use the arrow keys. I want to keep my keys, where I'm used to and keep my hands on the keyboard, but they are there for your use. So I have used my F7 key. It stopped here. I hit my F8 key to highlight to the right. The word is familiarize. Now, if the word is not on the list here, you need to just start typing. Please do not hit delete to delete this word. It's highlighted. In a Windows environment, when you have something highlighted, that means it will be replaced as you are typing. So familiarize, I'm going to put this into my personal. Now notice I used F7, so what now happened was it immediately went, as soon as I defined this word, it immediately went to the next one. Again, I'm going to use F8 to extend the highlight. Here's the word, which is system, and I can now place it in whatever dictionary I wish. It immediately moves on to the next one. F8 to highlight. The word is features. For me, it's right here, but remember, if you have to type, just start typing, and it will go like this all the way through. Here's the word menu. It's the first one on my list, so I'm going to use my shortcuts. I'm going to keep using F8 to highlight here. The word is dictionary, which is the second one, and again, I'm going to move right along. The word is decide. It's not on my list, so I'm just going to type and place it where I want to place it. So it just continues this way. Now, let's back up for a moment. Let's say you have a word that translated, but for some reason it translated to the wrong word. You can also use F8 to redefine something. So if I put my cursor in front of this word and I hit F8 again, the global window opens, and I can now type in what I want this word to be, and it will global and change every occurrence of it. Okay, a few other things about your global window. For one thing, if you type a word in and you're not sure it's spelled right, you can do Alt S and it will check the spelling, or you can click here. Now, what is text or steno? The suggest list here that we now have, and let me select a little bit different word for this. If you watch here, I have it coming up to look at my suggest list based on steno, my actual steno outline. Some people get a better list if they change it to text. So my point being, when you get on our system, and after you have done your phonetic table, and you start getting a decent list of words here, play with this a little bit. See where you get the best selection more often than not. For me, it's usually steno, and so that's why I keep mine on steno. Instant update. If I put a check mark here, every time I global a word, if I put it in my personal, it's immediately being dumped into my personal. or dumped into my job. There is no need then for me to apply globals later. If you're doing real time, especially, you don't want to have to go in and apply globals from a job dictionary or your personal dictionary if you were editing during real time. Especially if you're going to go into another job, or if the trial is going to continue. The minute you add a word with instant update on, that word has been applied to your specific dictionary. And the next time you stroke the word, it's now going to translate. This is very nice. If you've been in this industry for any length of time, you know pretty much where you want to place your globals, whether it be your personal or a job dictionary. So don't hesitate to put this on. It saves you from having to review your global list and applying them. All right, that's all there is to globaling in our system. And in the next segment, I'm going to discuss our Misstrokes dictionary with you. This is a feature I really like. We'll be back into the next segment in a little bit, or when you're ready to go there. See you soon.